Hello, friends, and welcome back to Bay Area Housewife of True Crime. We are at part 2 of the Doodler case. As a reminder, topics may be triggering. Viewer and listener discretion is very strongly advised. The people mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. Sadly, after Jay Stevens was rejected by the draft for being gay, his very Republican, very conservative father from Texas kicked him out of the home, and like many others, Jay sought refuge in what people call the gay capital of the world of San Francisco. When his body was found, his sister Melissa and his brother William had to identify him. After his murder, Melissa said, and I quote, "We just felt like it was treated as just another gay bashing and they don't care," unquote. Unfortunately, 2 years prior to Jay's death, his other sister, Teresa, was diagnosed with a mental illness, and after his death, she had a psychological breakdown. Teresa began to hallucinate. She would see people who were not there, telling her that she should kill her mom. 4 months after Jay's death, she finally did what the voices in her head told her to do, and had bludgeoned her mom to death with a sledgehammer while she was sleeping. Teresa would spend the rest of her life in a mental institution. Before moving to America, 32-year-old Klaus Christmann was a Michelin factory worker in Germany. He was a married man with 2 children. While in San Francisco, he had roommates, a couple named Booker and Nancy Williams. On July 6th of 1974, he stopped at a restaurant/bar called Bojangles, located in the Tenderloin. The Doodler noticed his victim and he noticed his victim having his last meal and did his thing. He sketched a portrait of Claus, who was described as having brown hair, gray eyes. Claus left Bojangles and was never seen again. The next morning, July 7th of 1974 at 6:29 a.m., Tabua Weiss called the police and reported finding his dead body on Ocean Beach. Tabua was a Holocaust survivor, and she thought she had seen it all until she walked her dog that morning and found the murder scene. For this murder, the coroner reported the following. The deceased had 4 stab wounds in the posterior of his right shoulder, 2 stab wounds below the right nipple, a large gaping wound of the abdomen, and multiple gaping wounds about the neck, in a manner which seemed as though the assailant had attempted to decapitate the deceased. There were no means of identification on the deceased person, unquote. Although the San Francisco Sentinel ran the coroner's report along with a photo of him, nobody came looking for him. Claus was found with his pants unzipped. There were no signs of sexual assault. In the pockets of his Levi's was a tube of makeup, and under his jeans he wore bright orange shorts. Claus was not identified until his photo was published in a gay newspaper. Whether or not Claus was a closeted gay man is unclear, and even his own daughter told the San Francisco Chronicle in 2021 that even she did not know if that was true or not. Regardless of the facts or rumor about the Doodler victims being closeted or not, it does not change the fact that they did not deserve to die at all. Another difference in Claus' murder from the rest of the victims was that he was very drunk, with a blood alcohol level of 0.33. On April 27th of 1975, 52-year-old Warren Andrews, an attorney for the U.S. Postal Service, was found dead at Land's End, which is located just north of Ocean Beach. Warren was found unconscious and died at the hospital 7 weeks later. On May 12th of 1975, 32-year-old Frederick Elmer Cappen's dead body was discovered. Fred was a painter, and though he liked San Francisco, he wanted to move to Washington due to the high crime in the area. He had been stabbed 16 times and he fought back, having defense wounds on his right arm and right forearm. Most of his wounds were directly to the heart. He died from stab wounds and strikes to his aorta. Fred's pants were also left unbuttoned, and the autopsy report showed no signs of sexual activity. Like Gerald, Fred did not have any drugs or alcohol in his system. Investigators believe that he had been moved from the sand to where he was found. He was identified by fingerprints because he was a licensed nurse. He had to get fingerprinted. He was also a medical corpsman and served in the Vietnam War, having served for the Army and the Marines. Several witnesses spotted him at Bojangles that night, where he ate and also possibly was picked up by the Doodler. And like I said, he was also found by Ocean Beach.